Welcome to our channel. Welcome to Happily Unequal. Happily Unequal. We are excited to share our journey. We're really doing it. No more procrastinating.
So this is a Q&A.
So this is a Q&A. How many questions do you have?
Well, this is
That's
different question.
All right. Well, we'll see how these questions go and see how long it lasts. So,
You ready?
I am. From a male's perspective, or does that even matter? Because you're going to be helping people anyway. All right. Well, all right, we're just going to do a Q&A. I'm going to answer the questions based on my perspective. And yeah, we're going to go from there. 5 words, huh? Creative. Patient. Humble. Determined. And one more. One more. Creative, patient, humble, determined. 4? Can we do
5.
4?
Okay, well 4.
I'll come back to it. Let me think about the last one. I'll come back to it. I want it to be good, you feel me? Instantly acquire one skill. Probably to be able to retain and remember everything that I read. Yeah.
That was stupid.
No, well, I mean, there's a lot of
What
things.
do you wish you did more of as like, because I'm asking you.
Yeah. Yeah. What do wish we did more of as a couple?
I would say date night.
Yeah. I was gonna say window shopping, but that's our date night.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wish we could have done a lot more. Just going out, walking around places.
Walking around places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like we got money to spend. So we just walk around and window shop. So stay in the house.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I know it's Arizona, but you know, we could go outside and just walk around our apartments or something. Really don't like staying in the house. I like being outside. I like outdoors and nature and all that. I feel like I waste my life when I just stay inside the house.
Yeah.
Area of our life could use a little more adventure. Well, there's always one area of our life that I'm always going to want to improve on, no matter how good it is. And since we might have family and friends watching this, I'm just gonna leave it at that.
What? Why?
Because I'm trying to keep it PG-13.
No, that's not helpful for people.
It is. Come on, you guys. Come on.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Who do you think models good parenting, and what is most admirable about their example?
What, like a celebrity?
Anybody, I guess.
Or just, who do I think models?
Edit that out because I just yawned.
So? It's raw, right? Real. Who models good parenting? I mean, I really don't follow too much. I don't really know who's a good parent or not.
Wow.
I mean, or if we're talking about like our own family.
No, it's just anybody.
Just anybody.
Who models good parenting? What is most admirable about their example? I think everybody is trying to learn to be a good parent.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's gonna parent.
What's most admirable about any parent's example is that they try to be better.
Yeah. I mean,
and that they learn to break cycles that they've gone through and seen in their past of bad parenting. I think anybody that is trying to form a new way of doing things and a positive way of doing things.
So I don't know if there's a
bad example or a good example.
I don't know if there's a
well, I mean, there are bad examples of parenting.
There's bad examples, but as far as good examples, I don't know.
I feel like as long as you're trying and that you're
everybody's doing the best that they can with what they got, or they're doing what they think. I mean, but we could say that about bad examples, but I mean, for the most part,
I don't think bad examples are trying. Honestly,
they're trying to be bad. I mean, but who knows? Maybe they feel like, I mean, because you can always try to justify your reasoning, but at the end of the day, I mean, if you're a parent and all you have is good intentions for your kids, so everything that you're doing is for them or about them, then, you know, I would have to consider you a good parent.
Yeah.
How you do things may not be how I do things, but how I do things is not going to be how you do things. You know, but everybody has their own way of dealing with their kids. Everybody has their own vision of how to raise their kids and what they want their kids, you know, to be like. So
I get it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna have to say us on that one.
Really?
Why not? I mean, so it's kind of just like with the whole parenting thing. There's a lot of relationships where how do I answer that? How do I want to answer that? So you have people in relationships who have this certain idea of what a relationship is supposed to be. And, you know, for the most part, that's what I see with a lot of people. Now, why I say us is because everything that we've been through over the last 10 years has gotten us to where we are now. And it was a struggle. I mean, it still is a struggle, but we struggle in other areas. We don't struggle with being happy together. We don't struggle with being together. But those other areas that we struggle with, we're still being happy together. It's not pulling us apart like it does a lot of other people.
Right.
So there's a lot of things that I have picked up from, like people in my family or friends or whatnot. And, not to say that what they're doing is wrong, but they're just doing what they know how to do. Where we differ is we've been able to learn different things. We were open enough to learn different things and apply those to our marriage, and to actually stick with those beliefs, right? And we just wanted something beautiful, and we were willing to work for it. And there was a lot of blaming, if you will, in the beginning, but at the end of the day, we have worked to get to this point to where we can our foundation is solid, right? We ironed out all the kinks, and our foundation is solid. So people think that we're weird because we always like to be around each other, and we always like to do things with each other, and we don't like to do things without each other. And just that right there is weird to a lot of people. And some would say it's puppy love, but puppy love is when you're just in the beginnings of your relationship, not 10 years in. So, and that's something that we have right now. So I take that as a compliment, but I just think that there's a lot of compromise that we are willing to negotiate with each other to make each other happy, instead of needing the other person to make me happy or to make you happy. So, I mean, that's why I choose us on that question. Because I just think we're doing it differently than most people, which is why some people think we're weird, or some people don't understand why it is that we're happy. And they, it's work. It's always going to come down to work. Work.
Yeah.
Just the same as what most people would have.
Well, I wouldn't say most people, but they all are like different.
Kind of. I wasn't trying to. So when I wanted to get married, or when I thought about marriage, first of all, I wanted somebody I could trust. Like, that was almost number one. I say almost number one because I did want that person to be beautiful as well, which those two things together are sometimes hard to find. You, and that's just from my experience. So, if they were beautiful, and you can argue that they weren't that loyal. Um, and if they were loyal, most of the time they weren't that beautiful. So, so
Okay.
that's off top is what I wanted. Somebody loyal and beautiful. And then pretty much and smart. She had to have had some type of intellect. Um, so those were my top three, and then everything else I just knew we would learn from there, and just go from there. So coming into our relationship, there was some baggage. Um,
A lot of baggage.
yeah.
On my part, at least.
Well,
I don't know about
you've been
you.
through a lot more experiences than I have.
I wouldn't say that.
I just seen, was a witness to my environment. So, I guess a lot of the social norms, if you will, of what people would just accept or go through, or just is what it is type of things. That's what I didn't want in a marriage. So I was willing off top before I even got married to put in the work that it was going to take to make something beautiful. And it definitely tried my patience, but it was worth it. Very, very worth it. Building something with somebody. I think marriage today means something different than what it used to. I think marriage to me means, that story that you're building, that you're developing. You do that with somebody, and so you take your story and their story, and then you put your stories together, and then you continue to build on that. But I think that a lot of people might think that marriage is just something you're just supposed to do, and it looks like a lot of people are married. Their marriage looks like that, like this is something that we're just supposed to do. So there's no effort being put into constantly evolving the marriage. And I think there's a lot of learning and a lot of teaching that comes with marriage, because your spouse is supposed to be your strength and your soft place to land, and you're supposed to be that to them. So where one person is stronger than the other, they're supposed to lift them up, teach them, bring them up to that level, whatever, so that you guys can be a tight knit. And I think it should be like that. I think marriage is supposed to be like that in every area of your guys' of each other's lives, because everybody's not perfect, but you guys can be perfect together. And I just, that's just my take on marriage and what it should be. I know. You do it every day. Next. That we're happy. That we're happy together. That even in our current situation, you know, we're still happy and we still look forward to being around each other. And, you know, you can still expect me to call you every day when I'm at work. Mm-hmm. And, you know, look forward to talking to me. I look forward to coming home. You know, there's just little stuff like that that's satisfactory. It's only gonna get better.
Like 10 years ago, if you knew you were gonna go through what you went through?
I would have to.
What do you mean you would have to? You wouldn't have to.
If
You mean if you were gonna be here like today?
If I knew how happy we were gonna be together, mm-hmm. and you know how our marriage was gonna end up becoming, mm-hmm. of course I would do it. And it would probably be a lot easier because I know what's coming. Whereas before, I didn't know how long it was gonna take. I didn't think it was gonna take that long. So it was more of a challenge not knowing. Well, I don't know, because no, it probably wouldn't be I probably wouldn't want to know. Because if you know, like, okay, the time frame, then
you're not gonna go through it. You're not
it's gonna I think we will end up putting ourselves into like this autopilot mode, and you're not really living when you're in autopilot. And I just think that's where it would end up if I knew 7 years later we would be good. Perseverance, baby. Like, and patience. I mean, that really tried me. I mean, I would always hear everybody talk about how patient I was, so I was always trying to look for it, because I was like, y'all see something I don't, but
most people do. They see it in you first before you see it in yourself.
True. And I think that's what it was, because sorry.
A lot of yawning in this video.
Yep, that's just contagious. Yep. But yeah, man, patience and perseverance, like, you have to want it. Like, I knew what I wanted. I knew I wanted this woman, and I wanted to be married to her, and I knew it was going to take work, and I knew it wasn't going to be easy, but I didn't know it was going to take that much work. But I didn't know or realize how much baggage was actually brought into this marriage. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if I could just make, not a side note, but, or a suggestion to all the fellas out there, or women, a lot of the times and this is from my experience. So a lot of the times when people are hurt or they're used to being hurt and you come into the picture and you're completely different from what they're used to, right? That's when the challenge comes. That's when all of the nonsense starts to happen. But I think it's because they want you to be that different person. And it's easier to push you away because then they would be right if you were to leave. Right? So being persistent and just sticking with it, gradually that wall will start to break down. Like she had the Great Wall of China up and she had an army behind that Great Wall on top of it and everything. And I'm the only one on the other side, you feel me? Fighting away all those arrows and everything. And I continually made my way up to that wall. And I got to that wall, that was one stage, right? Then I had to climb up the wall and battling people still swinging down the wall trying to knock me out. But it wasn't happening, right? I got through that level, made it to the top of the wall, right? Now I'm fighting all the people on the wall, you know, blah, 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 blah. Getting with them though, you feel me? Going Super Saiyan on that ass. Well, actually, I want to do something about that. I want to make like my own little comic about that. Not about Dragon Ball Z, but I'm gonna mix it up. It's gonna be Dragon Ball Z mixed with like the Avatar, The Last Airbender, mixed with, I think that's it. Oh, mixed with the Avatar from the movie Avatar. Who's the creator of that movie? The movie, the Avatar.
M. Night Shyamalan.
No. The one with the tall ass blue people.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh really?
I
Okay.
think that's his name. Shyamalan.
You over here speaking in tongues now.
Shyamalan.
All right, so
he's the one that did Glass.
Okay, yeah. But anyway, so I'm on top of the Great Wall of China, right? And I'm mopping up everybody. Mopping them up, right? Bow, 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 bow. Right? So now she's surprised and she doesn't know how to handle it because ain't nobody been like that so far in her life. Right? So she keeps testing your boy. She keeps throwing more people at me. Right? Okay. Sending in. It's like, if y'all seen 300, imagine me by myself representing the 300, and then her and all her baggage and stuff is the Persian army. Like, that's what it was. That's what it was right there.
You're very animated with what you're saying.
Except I didn't die at the end.
You're alive. You survived.
I survived. I got through it. And now that we got through that, you know, now I think is where, you know, that was the foundation being built, right? Because it had to be strong. Like, if your foundation is weak, whatever you build on top of that is just gonna crumble. So, you know, that was just the foundation building part. Imagine that. So that was just building the foundation. Now we're actually building on top of that. But we're good because our foundation is solid. So, our custom home is gonna be the shit. You feel me? And it's gonna be beautiful. And the only time, like, we would have to personally destruct something in order for it to go bad. But it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing right now. And I'm happy that we're happy, and I'm happy that we can look at our situation and look at other people's situation and kind of find that validation or confirmation that we're doing something right.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people who are unhappy with each other, and it's sad. It's really sad. So dating is different today. It is. It's very different. I think the thing with dating today is it's hard to fake who you are now. I think there's so much.
What do you mean?
Let me explain. I think there's so much influence from social media that you are going to have to tell the truth sometimes, most of the time. I mean, for the most part, we can go onto your social media, if you have one, and look at your page, and we could judge who you are just based off of your page. Right? So that right there can be a process of elimination. So when you meet somebody, get their Instagram or their Facebook, and then look on their page and see what they're about. And if you like what you see or you don't like what you see, then you can make a decision like that. But I think that people are looking for love so bad that they don't even weigh out their options of who they're with. It's meet somebody one day, fuck the next week, and then y'all living together 3 weeks later. And you don't even know that person's birthday. You don't know their last name. I mean, you don't know anything. So I think that we would have developed our communication.
Do you think sex and dating quickly, I won't even say quickly, I'll just say dating and sex, do you think that?
Well, see, that's the thing. Women call it dating.
Yeah.
Guys, we don't date. We're either messing with this person or we're not.
Yeah, but I mean, like, do you think, like, dating and sex, right? Cloud your judgment?
Definitely.
So do you think there would be a lot more successful relationships if sex never was on the table with?
I think there'd be a lot more successful relationships if people were focused on communication, period. I think sex
so you
does
don't care
kind
about
of
sex.
Well,
like, it's okay to just be like,
no. Sex is definitely a clouder. It'll definitely cloud your judgment. because one, you can, all right, so, and it's different for ladies than guys. But if the sex is good for both parties, you're really, it's going to be hard to focus on getting to know that person unless you intentionally are trying to get to know that person, which for the most part we're not. So let's just be real on that part. So if you're not intentional about trying to get to know each other, then your relationship is going to be based off of sex. And then what happens when sex gets boring? Exactly. So you're either going to go way left and do like some S&M type shit, or you guys are going to need space, and there's going to be a breakup season, and you're going to find somebody else to have sex with. And then there's like that weird cycle. Yeah, like summertime is breakup season, wintertime is makeup season. So if you are noticing that type of trend, you might want to reevaluate your situation a little bit.
Not a little bit. You need to reevaluate your situation. Period.
Just pay attention to patterns.
Yeah.
But now, if you guys are dating and the guy is willing, but see, that's the thing. And I know, look, I gotta be real, ladies. This is to the ladies because, I'm trying to help you guys out. Right? I'm gonna know for sure.
Like a traitor.
I don't give a shit. You are not gonna know if the dude that you're talking to is really waiting for you, unless you guys are. Well, no, because if he's real sneaky, he'll be sneaky. This is where your trust and communication this is where communication is going to be key. If you're dating a guy and you guys aren't having sex, right, and he just wants to get to know you, you really have to think about how much he's communicating with you or not, because guys like vagina, okay? That's the closest thing to heaven on earth we're going to experience.
You mean if they've had sex before?
Well, yeah, okay. Well, not all guys, because
some are waiting for marriage,
and some are.
It's a small amount, but they're out
and
there.
Not every guy likes vagina, but the guys that do like vagina really, really, really like it. So it's hard for us to wait for you when we're just dating, when there's a couple side pieces that's keeping us occupied while we wait to solidify our relationship with you. So just be careful with that. Now, not every guy's like that, but just really pay attention to the communication you guys have. And I don't know, that's sticky. That's just there's so many variables in that kind of situation. And I cannot give you the right answer because it's always going to be something different. So this is just where you're just gonna have to rely on your
discernment.
Yeah, because you got women, you got it. You know, women, you know.
Or pray for it. Pray for discernment.
You just sometimes you just push it off to the side because you really like this guy.
You put blinders on.
And
we all do
yeah,
it.
so.
Because you want something so bad.
You want it so bad.
You want it to work so bad, and when it don't fit.
Trying to put a square peg in a circle.
It ain't worth it. It's not worth the baggage that you're gonna bring into the next relationship, and that person is gonna have to deal with X-nay our relationship A. Save your one day husband from all that hurt and pain from all the men that have done you wrong, because you bring that, you're gonna automatically bring that into your marriage, and you're gonna have to work through it. I think a lot of us just jump into the next relationship and we don't allow ourselves time to heal.
I think we should make another video about just dating.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we can be on this for a minute.
Yeah.
Just trying to give some type of advice, things to look out for, suggestions. So.
Do you want to close out the video?
Close it out. So, alright. So this is our kind of like our pilot episode. Give us a comment, a feedback, so we can know what's on your guys' mind.
What to work on.
You know, what you guys don't like.
What you guys want more of.
Yeah, what you guys don't like. You know, thumbs down if it didn't help you. Don't share it with nobody if it didn't help you. If you don't know anybody that doesn't need it, don't share it. Thumbs down if you don't like it. What? Anyway, we look forward to making more of these videos. You know, I think we have a lot of our own experiences that we can share.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's time to
open up the communication
and
help others.
I'm trying to really work on this whole idea of being what's that? I just saw a post the other day of aggressively kind. That's my goal, is to work more on that. Like, I've always been known as the nice guy anyway, and I always looked at that as a bad thing. But I think with how much negativity is in this world, it's nice to see somebody actually genuinely kind every now and then.
Right.
So I am going to embrace that and work on being aggressively kind. I don't mean you just gonna run up on me, like.
Babe.
I mean, you know, people in their thoughts. Yes, aggressively kind, not aggressively weak. Big difference. So anyway, happily unequal. Welcome to the family. We look forward to seeing you guys more. And
yeah.
Thank you. See y'all. Have a beautiful day or night whenever you're watching this. We'll see you guys next week.